You don't need another indicator. You need integration. Emotional awareness without structure is incomplete. Structure without regulation collapses under stress. Regulation without reflection fades. Today, we bring it all together. Before continuing, ensure you've reviewed episodes 1 through 7. This is a cumulative mastery. So here's our curriculum recap. You have learned 1, how your nervous system reacts to trading. 2, how to pause before entry. 3, how to interrupt emotional surges. 4, how to install if-then structure. 5, how to reframe loss. 6, how to regulate physiology. 7, how to track emotional patterns. Now we combine them. Many traders learn techniques but never integrate them. They breathe sometimes, journal occasionally, pause inconsistently. Without system integration, results remain unstable. Fragmented discipline fails under pressure, and volatile conditions only deeply embedded systems hold. Without integration, progress feels temporary. Gains come and go. Confidence rises and falls. Traders who lack full systems eventually revert to emotional defaults. Habit stacking strengthens neural efficiency. When multiple regulation behaviors are linked sequentially, they become automatic. Integrated routines reduce cognitive load. The brain conserves energy when patterns are predictable. Consistency strengthens neural pathways associated with emotional regulation and executive control. Over time, the stress response weakens when not reinforced. Emotional volatility decreases as regulation becomes default. The complete protocol is not about adding complexity to your trading. It is about installing stability. This is your operating rhythm. It is the structure that protects you when volatility rises and emotion tries to negotiate. When followed consistently, it transforms trading from reactive clicking into disciplined execution. Before every trade, you check your emotional intensity, not casually, honestly. You rate it from 1 to 10 and respect the number. If you are elevated, you regulate first. This single act creates self-awareness before exposure. You are no longer walking into the market blind to your internal state. Then you regulate your body. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. You drop your shoulders, relax your jaw, ground your feet. You are telling your nervous system that you are safe. Calm physiology restores clear thinking. You are preparing your internal environment before engaging the external one. Next, you confirm your if-then rules. You remind yourself of the conditions under which you will exit, pause, or stop for the day. There is no improvisation here. The decision was made in a calm state. You are not guessing. You are executing protocol. And then you enter calmly, not rushed, not proving anything, not chasing. You enter because structure aligns and your internal state is steady. That calm entry sets the tone for the trade itself. Execution begins with posture. After a loss, you do not react. You pause. 90 seconds. Hands off the mouse, slow breathing. You allow the emotional surge to pass instead of feeding it. This pause interrupts chemistry before it turns into damage. Then you use the reframing script. This is statistical variance. My job is execution. A stop loss is a business expense. You speak stability into the moment. Language redirects interpretation. Interpretation determines behavior. You follow with a body reset. Even if you believe you are calm, you breathe again. You soften again. You ground again. Regulation is repetition. Each reset strengthens neural pathways of control. You make a brief journal note, not a novel, just awareness. What did you feel? Did you follow your rules? What did you notice? Reflection prevents repetition. It transforms experience into insight. After the session ends, you conduct an emotional review. You score your rule adherence. You identify one adjustment for tomorrow, not 10 changes, one focused improvement. This is how discipline compounds. This complete protocol turns trading into training. And training, practiced consistently, turns you into someone who executes with steadiness instead of reacting with urgency.
Let me pause for a second. If you're serious about improving your trading, not just watching content, but actually transforming your execution, you need to understand something. Information does not change behavior. Training does. That's exactly why I created the Trading Under Control Emotional Regulation Workbook. This isn't a cute printable. It's not fluff. It's not even motivation. It's a structured performance manual that walks you step by step through emotional intensity tracking, the 90-second reset, if-then rule installation, body regulation drills, a complete daily execution protocol. If you've ever said, I know what to do, I just don't do it consistently, this workbook is your bridge. It forces honesty. It builds discipline. It turns awareness into execution. And here's the truth. Watching this video without practicing the exercises will not rewire your nervous system, but doing the work will. So if you're ready to stop reacting and start executing like a professional, click the link in the description and download the workbook. Install the structure, because consistency is not something you feel, it's something you build. I'll see you on the inside.
You are not trying to become fearless. Fearlessness sounds impressive, but it's not the goal. Fearlessness ignores risk. Fearlessness can be reckless. What you are building is something far more powerful. Regulation. Regulation allows you to fear without being controlled by it. It allows you to sense uncertainty without collapsing under it. You don't need to eliminate emotion to trade well. You need to lead it. You are not trying to eliminate uncertainty. The market is uncertainty. It breeds unpredictability. If your success depends on certainty, you will always feel unstable. Instead, you are training stability inside uncertainty. You are learning to remain composed while probabilities unfold. This is a higher skill than prediction. That is internal control in an uncontrollable environment. Over time, something subtle but powerful begins to shift. You notice that the urgency that once drove you starts to fade. The impulse to chase quiets down. The need to fix every red candle softens. You begin responding instead of reacting. The market still moves, but you move differently. You no longer feel rushed. Rushing used to feel productive. Now it feels unnecessary. You wait for structure. You respect your rules. You breathe before clicking. That space between stimulus and response becomes your advantage. And in that space, discipline lives. You no longer feel fragile. A red trade no longer attacks your identity. A volatile session no longer destabilizes your confidence. You recover faster. You reset quicker. You understand that one outcome does not define your capability. Emotional durability replaces emotional volatility. You feel steady, and steadiness compounds. It builds trust in yourself. It builds consistency in execution. It builds resilience during drawdowns. Steady traders do not need dramatic wins. They need time, and steadiness gives them that time. Steady traders survive long enough to win. This curriculum was never about hype or temporary inspiration. It was about mastery. Mastery requires repetition. Review what you need. Practice what you've learned. Install it daily. Because the market does not reward excitement. It rewards consistency. And consistency is constructed deliberately, trade by trade, breath by breath. You now have the blueprint. Peace and blessings, Dr. O.